Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crockett Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man in the building, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetra K, and I am the 5-star general. It's Thursday nights. My man is in the building. They call him Big Money in California. Walter Couture is in the building. Y'all get a seatbelt. It's going to be good, man. Let's go. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for tuning in, because you know without you guys we wouldn't have a show. So really appreciate you taking the time out to come and hang out with us. And it is what it is. For me, I'm working on a big project. There's a charter school inside of our school district called Energize for STEM. I done caught them with their pants down. And I'm not going to play with them. So I know y'all out there watching, and you got your board members watching me. And I don't want to hear we cleaning something up. No, what you did is you violated state and federal law. I'm not going to tell you what I got, but you you guessing on it. But I'm finna hit you across your head and split your head to the white meat. I told you, don't play with them kids, man, but you wanted to play with them? Okay, I got to teach you. Both sense, the best sense, because sometimes you're going to pay for what you learn. Donovan, what's happening, my friend?
Hey, guys, welcome to the Money Thursdays. Money Thursdays on the War Zone with the 5-star general. We are happy that you guys have joined us, because that shows us that some of these people want to get to the bag and get to the money and stop dealing with the bullshit and, what's that? Just getting over. I want to get over the hump, not just get over it. I want to get over it. So we're glad to have Walter here as well. I've got my pen and paper in hand. In the news real quick, as you guys have heard, the Trump Gambino family has been indicted today. The company itself has been indicted. The CFO, he was arrested this morning, and they made, I believe it was 15 indictments against the CFO and 10 indictments against the Trump administration, or the Trump Gambino family organization, which means that Donald Trump personally has not yet been indicted, but they're going to lean on this one guy. And it looks like basically they're going to be using the racketeering laws against this organization to basically show what's up. But you know what the sad thing about this whole thing with the Donald Trump thing, as much nefarious and criminal things that this man has done right in the open, that we have been told right from wrong, white folks are on code with this man, and they're still riding with him, regardless of what he does. This is how they roll. To them, as long as they do it, there's nothing wrong with it. But when we do it, they're locking your black ass up. What you got, Demetra?
What up? How y'all doing? It's Thursday, which means it's one more day till Friday. That means nothing to me. It's Friday every day for me. But anyway, hope you guys are having a great week so far, and I hope you're going to have a great weekend too. And for those of you guys who celebrate 4th of July and all of that, pew, 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 or whatever, So anyway, as you guys see, we have Walter Coulter here, and he's going to talk to us about money. Who can use some money? Who can use more money? There's never enough or more, right? So we're going to see what he's talking about today. And yeah, what you got, Walter?
Okay, I got somebody trying to find the show. So she's looking you up. So I got her on here. She's actually trying to find us. So actually, Yolanda, let me know when you find it.
She just sent me a request. I'll hook her up.
Okay, Yolanda, you're good. She's gonna take care of you. Okay. I actually have somebody that want to watch the show. So, well, tonight I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, and I had mixed messages about today. Because one thing, like this Bill Cosby shit's been in the news, and he inspired me to wear this shirt today. It's from my clothing line, and it goes back to the same old thing I keep saying. If you got money, you can do things. Now, I'm not here to say Bill Cosby was innocent or if he was guilty. I didn't follow the trial. I don't know enough about Bill Cosby. Here's what I will tell you. I have been out with Usher. Me, Usher, Michael Jordan were in Minnesota sitting at a nightclub. And man, when I tell you the women that were, they had people on his neck, in his lap. I think Michael Jordan had 18 white women all over his body parts. Usher was more chill. I was married, so I was behaving. And this was a long time ago. But I said to myself, what in the hell is going on? And I looked at Mike. I said, dude, is this all the time? He just looked at me and smirked. And so the reason I bring that up about the Bill Cosby thing is because when you go out as a celebrity, these women are on you. So like, for instance, if I say, hey, girl, come to my room and take these pills and you take them, well, anyways, I'm going to keep my hate mail down tonight. But it goes back to what I'm saying. If you got your money right, you can do the stuff that normal people can't do. So instead of going through all this protesting, wouldn't it just make sense to have money? Just get rich. And then if you make a mistake, because there's a lot of people in jail that shouldn't be, right? The rich dudes, the people with cash flow who can pay for a lawyer don't end up in jail or don't end up as long. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So anyways, that's kind of what I want to talk about tonight is putting yourself in a position to where you have money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to go over, I put together a strategy. I was with my assistant yesterday and she's 20 years old. And I put together a plan so she could retire in 1 year. Retire, no boss, never work again, just cash flow. I'm going to give you guys the same game tonight, right? So tonight, I'm going to give you the game how to retire in 1 year. I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to tell you what I told her, right? So I'm going to give you the game step by step, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Does that make sense? So, and here's the other thing. And you guys, and I'm just going to keep it real. Tonight, I was like this close to not doing the show. And I can just tell, for whatever reason, our people, money doesn't interest us enough. So we're going to have to make a decision as a people if we want to do better or we don't. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, let me take some questions before I get started. And I'm try not to drink too heavily tonight.
Well, I'll start it off. So you just said that you started not to do this show tonight. Can you get into a little bit of detail, like what's really going on here?
You guys, here's the thing. And I say this to you, and I have a Muslim father who's black, pro-black, everything. And one thing he told me when I was working with him, he was like, don't fuck with our people. This is my Muslim father told me this, right? And I had another Muslim tell me, and I use this quote. He goes, if you mess with our people, we will use your stationery as scratch paper. What he means is you won't be in the business dealing with our people, period. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to try and help our people, right? My sister would tell you, when I started managing money of American Express, money, everything, I didn't have no issues. We went to Hawaii. We traveled all over the world. I took 10 people. We all rolled out. It was like $10,000 like for dinner. It was nuts. Then I was like, I'm going to go help my people. And from there, it was all downhill. Black people, we have to do better and do it quick. We are in trouble, period. Right? Like you got Bill Cosby out of jail. The liberal media, whites are already on him. Eating this man alive. He's fucking 80 years old. We got to do better. I'm not saying Bill Cosby was innocent. I don't know the rules, but that's our dude. Bill Cosby is one of the only black leaders we have left. I know for a fact when I was in sports and entertainment, Bill Cosby would always come in the locker room, and I think he owned one of the basketball teams, and he would give a financial talk. And he would go, they don't want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear it. They want the shoes, the basketball, and the big booty hoes. This is coming from Bill Cosby. Matter of fact, our black leaders harassed him for trying to tell people how to keep their shit straight. Oh, Bill, shut up. Who are you to talk to us like that? This is how we treat our leaders that want to do stuff. So I'm going to give you the game tonight. I kind of, I've got some people on here that have really done well. Like Yolanda's on the bottom, you know, like she'll tell you, we helped her a little bit. But like, and we can help people, but it's not like, Gary, you said earlier, we need to be entertaining. You know who's not entertaining? Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. They don't entertain niggas. They get the check and they go out and get entertained after they get the bag. We need to get the bag. Like, sis, you guys, I'm straight. I'll tell you. Like, and I'm trying to help people. Like me and my sister, before we came on the show, we was looking for the battle between, was it Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat? I was like, you guys get what I'm saying. So let me give you the math tonight. And in the comments, let's just keep it money stuff. If we can just keep it there. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I'm giving you the shit. I was telling my boy on the phone, one of my clients, he goes, where did you learn all this shit? I said, I sat in the room with a bunch of rich old white dudes, and they taught me everything I'm getting ready to tell you guys. And they taught me this shit. They taught me how to take nothing and make millions of dollars with it. My sister will tell you, we were born like, we had stuff, but we didn't have millions. My sister at the peak, we had millions of dollars in the bank, from zero to millions, doing what I'm getting ready to tell you right now. So step number one, somebody said to me, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. How do I get started? Well, as a grown ass man, if you don't have money, that's something else. That's something you need to deal with, because you do have money. I watch people go get their check and they go eat out. They buy pizza, food, all this shit. You do have money. You choose not to have it. So that's the first problem, is you choose to do the wrong thing with your money. You know what I'm saying? So everybody on here should have cash. Everybody on here has a job. If you don't have a job, everybody's hiring. Everybody's hiring. Everywhere I go, there's signs everywhere. Hiring. And I go to these stores and I see all the Mexicans and all the Asians in those stores. They're taking the jobs. One of my neighbors has like 6 jobs. And he's a Mexican dude. And his stepson's is black. His wife is Filipino, which makes her black too. And he was just like, he's like, you guys, like, he's like, the minorities don't want it. And I know that was code for him saying black people don't want it. Why do I have 6 side hustles? And I could have 7 if I need to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So there's no excuse. As a grown man, if you don't have money, get to work, right? Period. That's all there is to it. You guys, and tonight I'm just going to I'm going to ramble a little bit and I'm going to get into these numbers because I'm actually kind of over it. You guys, like I was telling my sister, I was on the phone with Dougie Press for like 15 minutes. Me, him, and LL, they want to do something with my clothing line. And so I'm like, I could be doing that shit right now. There's other things we could be doing, you guys. So I apologize. I'm not that entertaining, but like rich people in finance don't tend to be entertaining. They tend to have cash, right? You can entertain yourselves, right? So let's go with step 1. Can I get started, or you guys got something you want to ask me?
Yeah, no. Go ahead and get it started. And, and I'll just be honest with you guys, because Walter won't, well, he will, but he won't. So we actually had a conversation last night, and I told him if I was him, this would be my last night, because I know that Walter gets paid to do a lot of money to do what he does. And unfortunately, it's just not appreciated here. I know some people in the comment section, you guys do get value out of it, but it's becoming to be a waste of time, if you will. And it's just tedious. And, I'm one of those people, I don't want to do anything that's unnecessarily tedious. And so I told him, I said, I wouldn't be doing this much longer. If people want the information and the knowledge, they can find you. But at this point, it's a drag, if you will. One should not have to be entertaining. You're getting, world-class advice that you're not going to get for free from anywhere else, really. Somebody's spending a whole hour or so giving you the game. And I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to some. And it's just like a shoulder shrug, like, I could be having a V8, and I'll be honest with you, if it's gonna be tedious tonight, let me know, because Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat is on, and I want to see the verses, to be real with you. So, I like I said, you better than me, because I know when to tap out. So go ahead.
I want to jump in here. I'm gonna tap out tonight.
That's fine. And get some rest, Gary. Get some sleep.
Well, here's my question. You notice that the stock market's kind of been stagnant lately, especially with the Bitcoin and stuff like that. What is your professional take on that? I mean, because I'm looking at, I'm like looking at it every day like I usually do, and it's just been stagnant.
What's been staggering? The stock market?
Yeah, it hasn't really been like jumping off like it did.
Actually, the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is on its way to 35 grand. Is it 35,000? I mean, all the indexes are at all-time highs, but not all the stocks are performing. Like some of the stocks that me and you own have been sucking wind. Some of the cruise ships, some of those things, the reopening stocks are still lagging. I don't know if you watched the movie Secretariat. Well, Secretariat always came from the end and caught up, but whooped the shit out of every horse in the track. And that's what I'm hoping Carnival Cruise Lines do. But here's the thing, you guys. You buy low, sell high. That's the thing with money. So you're not going to always win right away. And I think that's one of the problems with people of color is we want something right now. You have to get in, you get in. You guys, you get in and you keep stacking. And then so for instance, like I have a bunch of money in Carnival and Norwegian Cruise Lines. Those stocks are sitting there killing. They're just chilling right now. But I know for a fact though, but I was in oil, a bunch of oil, and it went up a little bit and I cashed out. Do you know what oil is doing right now? Like the oil stocks, I had USO when oil was negative $40 a barrel. Now it's on the way to 70. I must have lost $200,000 alone from just leaving oil. By leaving oil early, I'm down. I lost 200 grand. What I'm not going to do is do that with the cruise ships and the airlines, because the airlines are packed. They are. I mean, when I say the airlines are packed, they are packed. Number one, and the cruise ships, as soon as they turn that bell on, those cruise ships going to be packed with people, and that's going to hit the bottom line. It's going to hit Wall Street, and you watch those cruise ship stocks take off. But right now they're down. So you just keep buying, you keep buying. Like for instance, when do you buy clothes? When they're on sale or when they're like Nordstrom's, the highest price it's ever been? Today you can buy a shirt for double what it used to cost. No, you wait for it to hit rock bottom because you still got value. It's just cheaper. That's what you do in the stock market. You do that with everything. You do that with business. Like one of the things on my notes is I put together a strategy. I can take somebody with no money, broke as hell, and show them how to get a car and buy a house and have money to start a business in 3 steps. And it takes like a day or 2 to do it. So for those of you who ain't got no money, for whatever reason, and you guys, if you don't have a mental disability and you don't have cash, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Because you should be working 3 or 4. You should have your job and you should have side hustles till you fall asleep. Period. And that's, if you're not doing that, then you're not working hard enough. You know what I'm saying? You ever, like Donovan, you ever fall asleep at the stoplight? That was me last night. Woke up at the stoplight like, oh shit. When I pull up to a stoplight, I put it in park because I already know I'm gonna fall asleep. Right? So there is, and I think yesterday I touched on 4 income streams from me personally. So I was like, okay, I made money in 4 areas yesterday. Side hustles, call them what you want. So we should be doing that. Like, I know it's funny, me and Nita always talk on here. She calls me like every day. Like she calls me more than anybody. I talk to her every day, emails, 4 a.m., whatever. I don't know when she sleeps. I'm like, damn. But I know she getting the bag. So every moment that you're awake where you're not doing something, like when you're with friends and family at dinner, do have dinner. I'm not saying be like stock market talk at dinner, but the powers that be, what they do at dinner? They talk about money. When I go out to dinner with my old rich white friends, they talk, the wives, their kids, they sit around, they talk about their wealth the whole goddamn time. They're talking about wealth. And I'm like, we could do that. But like, it makes me sad because as Black people, we are dying. And I'm like, damn, like, was Michael Jackson right? To like bleach his skin? Did we miss something? Like us, the greatest race in all human history, are we really giving up? Come on. Anyways, let me get into my shit before I break this. I don't want to break the mic. So step number 1, I'm gonna tell you what to do. What's today? Today's July 1st. I don't care what your credit looks like. Take all your resources, all your deflector shields, and put them to the front. Put them where your credit is. Right now, forget about making money. Fuck it. Forget about making money. Forget about saving it. Right? That's entertaining. Daha. How about that? So what I would do is work on your credit. Put all your resources toward that. If you have credit cards that are over the limit, bring them under. You guys, you realize when your credit cards are at or over the limit or even over 30%, it brings your score down. I have a credit card. I went 50% on my Venmo credit card, and my credit score went from 720 to 690 from just one credit card. So even though I got $150,000 in credit limits, that one credit card took my score down 30 points. So right now, I'm in the process of getting ready to do what I'm going to tell you to do tonight. And I got to wait for my Venmo card to reflect so my credit score gets above 720 so I can get a 3% interest on my car loan I'm getting ready to take out. Right? So credit is huge. Make sure your credit is tight. Like I tell people, like my sister was here. We spent like 2 hours and I was like going over skills and things you could do. I was like, build your credit. How do you build your credit? I'll give it to you again. Self, S-E-L-F. Self.com, 25 to 150 a month. You can pay yourself. It will build your credit. Secure credit cards. You can send Capital One, Citibank. You can send them $300. You guys, how do I know? Because I have them all. I have this Capital One secure. Oh, I'm not gonna give you the credit number. Sorry. Maybe some people in India watching this show.
Hold it up there one more time.
Slowly. You know what's funny is I did that. Nelly used, if you guys ever watch Nelly's video, get your eagle on, flap your wings. My Black card is in his video. And Amex literally was like, yo, you're in Nelly's video, like your card number and everything. So I learned from my mistakes. But this Capital One card was secured. I sent them $300. They gave me a $600 credit line. They sent my deposit back to me, so it's unsecured. And yesterday they doubled my credit line. I gave them $300. It's $1,200 a year later. Because every time I use it, I pay it off. The other thing you guys can do with your credit cards that I learned yesterday is you can call your credit card companies and tell them to take the automatic increase block off. Here's what I mean. Your credit cards, what they'll do is they'll click a switch so you won't get a credit card increase. And the lady goes, would you like me to take off your credit card increase block? I was like, what? What block? She's like, oh shit, I told the Negroes. No. And yeah, I said, hell yeah, take off the block, fool. So my Navy Federal card. Matter of fact, you guys, Navy Federal is very liberal when it comes to credit. If you know somebody who has a Navy Federal account, they can send you a link. Navy Federal will give you an account, a checking savings account, and you apply for a credit card that night. And a lot of people get $1,000 credit line. And then if you take off the automatic block, they will increase your credit. Navy Federal is really also good for like giving out car loans. And like if you're buying a car and you want to refinance it out or buy it, Navy Federal is really good. I'm not in the Navy, but I have a Navy Federal credit account, credit card, bank account, savings, all that.
Yeah, and then Navy Federal is the biggest. It's the biggest credit union in the world. So
yeah, Navy Federal is the shit, and they're loaning out money. So do that. Go to Capital One. Another one you could go to. I'm telling you, man, I'm not embarrassed, man. This credit card right here, I got a $300 limit on my Citibank card. $300. That's all that's on here. I sent them $62. They sent me $300. I don't really use it because ain't no money. I can't, ain't no limit on it. But it helped drive my score. And then my sister put me on hers. And I tell people, yo, go to your friends and family and have them put you on your credit. And a lot of you go, oh no, I don't know nobody. That's baloney. I tell people, if you die today, Who will be at your funeral? Those are the people you ask to put you on your credit. Put me on your credit card. I don't want the card. I just want your history. Stay below 30%. Don't be late. Does that make sense? So, and yeah, Nim Num, you don't need a family member. You need somebody with the hookup. My boy sent me the link and I signed up for Navy Federal and then I sent it to my son. And he sent it to all kind of people.
Can I get a link?
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to send it to her. You see what I'm saying? So, and no, please don't DM me and ask me for the link. Unless you remember. No. So there's one thing you could do. Isusu. I'm giving you like the notes, the stuff to write down. ESUSU. They will put your rent on your credit report on TransUnion and Equifax on your credit report. Isusu. And it shows up for paying rent. Some of you guys out there paying rent and get no credit for it. Have them on your credit. What else? There's a bunch of you guys. Some of you can get jewelry accounts. And I'm not a fan of buying jewelry, but you can get a jewelry account. Almost anybody can get a jewelry account, right? If you go to YouTube, soft pull credit cards with no hard pull, you'll get a bunch of jewelry accounts. You'll get like Discover It. The Discover card will run your credit through an outside agency without running your credit report. Does that make sense? So that way you're not taking, because some of you guys, when you go to apply for credit, they're running your credit and it's dinging you. Like for instance, when you go to buy a car, especially if you go to, Niggadum and them, you are going to have 10 inquiries on your credit report. When you go to buy a car, they call it shotgunning. Well, they send your credit report to 20 people and you got 20 inquiries. So you went in with a 650 and you leave with a 620. That is the shit they do to not black people. They do it to us, but they do it to people that don't know, right? So what I do, like I'm getting ready to buy a car, this car for Turo, and I'm like, here's my credit report. Here's what it looks like. Don't run my shit a bunch of times. I want you to look at my score and tell me which bank. That's how I found out about Navy Federal. My boy owns a luxury car dealership. I told him I wanted to buy a Mercedes S550. Not that I want to pay for it, but I'm going to put it on Turo, and then I'm going to do some things with it. And he goes, oh, Navy Federal. I go, oh, I have an account with Navy Federal. He goes, Navy Federal will loan you the money for your Mercedes. And here's what I'm going to do. Because originally what I was going to buy the Mercedes, dig in my pocket, and then refinance it. And I'm like, F that. My boy's like, no, Walter, here's what you do. I have my account, and you guys could do this. You guys in Houston, you have all these car dealerships. You can find one. You go to the DMV, you pay to get your license. It's like $200 or 100, whatever, depends on where you are. And you find a dealership that will he will buy the car for you and then have a bank refinance so he gets his cash back. Here's another thing, you guys, and let me just get into my strategy. I'll tell you what I'm doing. So I want this Mercedes S550. This car is worth $40,000. I'm looking at a 2014. I'm gonna let somebody else depreciate it, right? So this car is $40,000 at the dealership. I can get the car from the auction, this Mercedes, the new body style, for $32,000. So now I can buy a car for $32,000 that is worth $40,000. I want you to keep that down. So I'm going to give you some math you need to write down. For those of you who came on here for the WB shit, tonight ain't it. So the car is worth $40,000. If you have access to a dealer auction, you can buy the car for $32,000. There's an $8,000 difference. That's money that you make the minute you buy it. You understand what I'm saying? So unless you tell your clients you got the hookup, then, the spread ain't that big for you. But so it's worth $40,000. I can buy it for $32,000. Now that doesn't always happen, but with the Mercedes, you can do that. So if I buy it for $32,000 and it's worth $40,000, how much money do I have in equity? $8,000, right? So I bought it for $30,000, it's worth $40,000, I'm $8,000 richer. If I bought 10 of those times 8, I would have $80,000 in my net worth. That means if I sold all 10 of those cars, I would have $80,000 in my bank. That's what most people make in a year. You can do that shit right now. But how do you get to that point? You need your credit. That's why the Isuzu, all the shit I was telling you to do, build your credit. Because now what happens is, so I buy the car, right? My boy says, buy it on my credit line. He's not digging in his pocket. He's going to borrow the money from the bank for like 2 weeks. So he's going to give me the $32,000. So follow me. This is some no money out of your pocket shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the entertainment part, right? Or I can throw in some shades. It's right in this motherfucker, right? So it's $40,000. The car's worth. You guys, sometimes this happens to you. The bank will loan 120% of the car's value to you. So the bank, you guys follow me here. The bank will, the car's worth $40,000. The bank will loan $48,000 out on this car. That's why you guys, when you buy a car and you go trade it in and you're upside down, where do you think they get the money from? The car's worth 40. The bank will loan 50. And your car's upside down 6, so they raise the loan value, and they can take your car. Do you see what I'm saying? So they take your upside down equity because the bank allows you to borrow 120% of the value. So you guys out there buying cars from these dealerships, I tell people stay away from the dealership. Like black people, we are notorious. If black people stop buying cars from dealerships, they will be out of business in 2.2 seconds. I tell you guys, I've been in the back of the finance office at Mercedes, right by my house. And the brother, he's joking around, and he's kind of joking around. He was like, yeah, they just waiting for niggas. It's paydays, it's tax return season, and the showroom, half the people, black people buying Mercedes, they can't even afford. That's how they talk about us in the finance office. Like, come on, people, let's get in the game. So, yeah, you can buy the Mercedes used. It ain't. What does Drake say? She got the car with no mileage. Really? She got the car with no equity. That's what he should be saying. So the car, we bought it for 32. It's worth 40. So I'm going to take, my boy's going to give me the money. Borrow it himself. He's then going to sell it to me, not for 32. How much do you think he's going to sell it to me for?
Way more than that.
Come on, give me the goods. I just gave you the math.
Well, so 120% of whatever
it's worth. Okay, my people, I'm slow it down. So I bought the car for 32. It's here. Let me do it. I bought the car for 32. It's worth 40. They'll loan me 120 of 40. So
Congress says 8,000.
Okay, so it's worth 40. To the bank. So the bank will loan 120% of the value, which is 40. So they will loan me $48,000 on a car I paid $32,000 for. So where do you think on a normal transaction at the dealership, where do you think that $16,000 goes?
In their pocket?
To the dealer, to the trade-in. No, you guys are trading in your vehicles. I tell people, do not trade in a car ever. You better go into Carvana and Vroom and trading in the car. CarMax will treat you better than the dealership, right? Because CarMax will give you, say, yo, it's worth this for 7 days. And they let you shop for 7 days to see if you can get more money. I tell people, if you take a car to CarMax, get that thing that's good for 7 days, put it on Craigslist, Facebook, put it on OfferUp, Let It Go, put it on Dbop, Shebop, Yobop, put it everywhere. And you have 7 days to sell the car. If you can't get better than that price, then in day 7, give it to CarMax. You guys, these are the conversations we are having at dinner. So while people are watching The Housewives and Bill Cosby is out of jail for 12 hours on MSNBC, you got other people talking about this shit. So the bank loans me $48,000. What did my boy borrow to buy the Mercedes? $32,000. So the other $16,000 is coming to me. Listen to this. Like when I realized this, man, I told my assistant, oh, it's going down. It's about to be Ferraris in our driveway. Like seriously. So the car is worth 48. The car is worth 40 times 20 is 48,000. So the bank gives me 48. I give my boy 32, plus I got to give him a little something, something. I end up with almost $16,000 in cash. Now, the problem is, what is the car payment on a $50,000 car loan? It's $1,000 a month. Or you can stretch it over 245 months like some of these dealerships are doing it. Man, I see people buying cars for 96 months.
Huh?
It's in the application. Do you want 60 months, 72, 84, or 96?
That's like what? How many years is that? Like
8 years.
And,
like
and,
Don said.
and even if you spread it out over that amount of time, there's no penalty for you paying it off early.
Ding, ding, ding. There it is. Don't tell the Negroes. We don't want the white man to get mad. Simple interest loans are good to take out for 100 years because you can pay them off earlier, right? So I'm going to read this question for Leon before I finish. I have a car in my marriage that we're divorced and the car's in her name, but still I'm ordered to refinance or to sell it, which is now how I raise my credit score. Okay, if she's making the payment, that's cool. If somebody's making the payment and you getting the credit, that's hot. I think that's what you're saying. So, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So you want to get off the car. Well, she can refinance you out of it. That's one way to go about it. She could do that. A lot of you guys are stuck in a deal with somebody. They can refinance you out. You could sell. If you guys like I tell people, anybody that owns a house, if you don't mind moving next door, sell your shit, take your equity, and move next door. You guys see all these Asians and these white people, man. I see more U-Haul trucks in my neighborhood. Not because they don't like the neighborhood. If I bought my house for $200 and it's worth $400, wouldn't it make sense to sell my house, take the $200, and then turn around and put 3% down on the $400,000 house next door? I put down 3%. That's $12,000 on $400. I got $188,000 in my pocket, and I'm down the street. And then with that 188, you can buy 3 or 4 houses. And man, come on, y'all. This is the shit. It's not entertaining. I don't have the WD Frog sitting behind. Is he the WB? No, he not here. How is that for entertaining? That nigga, he got shades too. I'm sorry. And the funny part is I actually do stand-up comedy on the side, but I ain't gonna do that here. Or maybe that's what I'm doing right now. So anyways, $48,000 I'm going to borrow from the bank. The $16,000 is going to come back to me in my pocket. The question is, what do you do with $16,000? Any one of you guys could do this. If you make $2,000 a month, they will give you $1,000 car payment all day long. They don't care because they know if you miss a payment, they're coming to get it. And you put down probably a down payment and all kinds of shit. They wish you would make a payment because they're going to come get the car, keep your down payment, and sell it to the next fool.
Licensing, all that insurance, all that.
Insurance, gap insurance, and then they hit your credit report for it. So even though they sold it, you still responsible.
I didn't find hit your credit report.
Come on, oh shit. Music. That's Siri. She's like, oh shit, I want to listen. She heard me doing the WB Frog. She probably like, oh, we need to kidnap this nigga. He's educating these fools. So I forgot Siri. I got Siri and Amazon listening. What in the world? Jeff, how you doing? So shit, Jeff Bezos, he know this strategy. How do you think he started Amazon? He borrowed the money and he flipped it. So some of you guys bend it like Beckman. Is it David Beckham? Bend it like Beckham. Some of you guys need to do it like Diamond, Jamie Dimon from JP Morse. So now I bought the car for $32,000. My boy did, which means how much money am I out of pocket? Am I out of pocket any money? My boy bought the car on his line of credit at his dealership. He's putting the car in my name. The Navy Federal is giving me the $50,000. I'm giving him $32,000 plus his cut, $500, $1,000, and I'm keeping the difference. Now the question is, you guys, what do we do with $16,000? This is where it gets fun because now with you guys, I'm gonna tell you this. Fuck it, I'll just tell it to you. Don't do this shit in California, please. Don't make me have to come get you. Volkswagen Jetta, is the easiest car to flip and make money on. I'm gonna tell you, I'm giving you guys a math. Don't do it in California though, and don't do it in Houston, because as of last Thursday, I'm actually a Texas resident. I had my electricity turned on today. It won't be on until the 6D, so Saturday it's gonna be dark. Come in the daytime. So, but now, anyways, let me back up to what I was saying. What do you do with the $16,000? Somebody help me. We have $16,000 that the bank has loaned us. Number one. Two, we need to make the payment on this $1,000 a month. So how do I do that? You put it on Turo, right? And you have to do some research on Turo because they take a cut here and there. But like, so a Mercedes S550 in California, I'm across the street from the airport, which means when people fly in and they want a Mercedes to borrow, they can fly in and I'm across the street from the airport. For $200 a day, I'll go get them. You know what I'm saying? Or have my assistant go do it. So now, if I rent this car on Turo for 5 or 6 days, let's say 6 or 7 days, my $1,000 car payment is covered. You guys, here's the sad thing, and I'm just going to say it. Fuck it. When you go to rent a Mercedes S550 in Southern California, and you look at all the reviews, all brothers paying $200-$300 a night for a Mercedes S500. But when I tell people, buy the Mercedes yourself and put it on Turo. Like when you see these car hacking videos, the little 18-year-old Italian kid's like, yo, I got 8 Ferraris. He's not making the payment on 8 Ferraris. He's borrowing money, and then he's letting Turo and all these people rent the Lamborghinis, and he's got 8 of them in his control. So if Turo can pay for my Mercedes, because really, I do want a Mercedes because I, for whatever reason, it's just stuck in my mind. But I have the Mercedes and Turo is paying for it. What I'm more concerned with is on day number 7, I'm making money with Turo. Number 1. And if I only rent it 10 days a month, I still got $2,000. My payment's only $1,000 minus Turo's cut. I got 20 days of the car that I can roll out. I can front, pimp, whatever. I ain't making the payment. It ain't costing me shit. But here's the kicker. Here's where Whitey come in. And I say Whitey with affection, right? The $16,000 is still sitting there. I borrowed money. I borrowed $50,000 to buy something that only cost me $32,000. After I pay everybody off, whoop de whoop, I got $16,000. The $16,000, I still haven't said shit about that. Do you guys realize if you buy a $300,000 house in Texas under FHA, they want $9,000. $9,000 down under FHA, 3%. $300,000 house, $9,000 down. You got the fucking keys. Like seriously, me and my sister, we had a lake house. I had to put a bunch of money down to quick close some bullshit, but trust believe we're gonna refinance out. But what if I had time to buy that house under a regular 30-day escrow? $300,000, give them $9,000, I get the keys. Now my mortgage payment is $1,500. And you guys, by the way, on Lake Willis, the property taxes and the homeowner's insurance is next to nothing. My homeowner's insurance on Lake Willis is $100 a month. And so is my property tax is $1,400 for the year. You know how I learned that? My real estate agent. You know what I'm saying? She goes, oh, yo, you can do this. You can homestead it. I was like, what? So now, anyways, you guys, the information is out there. It's not entertaining, but it's out there. So now I put $9,000 down to buy this lake house that rents out for $200 to $400 a night. You guys, your mortgage payment is $1,500. At $300 a night, it takes you 5 nights to pay for this crib. And the other 25 nights, you have a lake house. Like, I'm giving you the math. Even if the shit was $300 and you only renting it out 10 nights a month, that's still $3,000. You're only paying $1,500. So you got 1,000 from the Mercedes from Turo, and you got 1,500. I'm talking 10 fucking nights. I'm not talking 20 nights. So some of y'all, rent it out 25 times. Fool, if you got a car on Turo, you're not renting it out 25 times unless you're giving them a crack deal. And if you do business with a crackhead, your shit gonna be missing. So I'm talking 30% of the time on Turo gives you $1,000 a month, and the house gives you $1,500. There's $2,500 a month in my pocket. How much money did I put down? As my homework would say, not a goddamn thing. No money down. I got $2,500 a month in income, and I still got, of the $16,000, 9 from that leaves me what? I still got $7,000. So I take my ass like Medea over to Jackson Street, and I buy me a house for $125,000, $150,000. What's 3% of $150,000? $4,500. So now I got a house on the lake, and I got a house in the hood. No money down. Some of y'all out there working like Michael Jackson, you're doing it the wrong way. Like, come on, like seriously. I just told you, no money down. Like this is my girl Anita's on here. I got a bunch of clients. I'm recognizing my clients on here. And I tell you, it's not about cash. Do not think that JP Morgan Chase and these billion-dollar companies got that way because they started with a bunch of cash. No. They go into a bank and they say, sir, how is your credit? Well, my mom and daddy told me to pay my bills on time, don't overextend my credit limits, keep a little money in the bank, and keep income on paper. See, some of y'all, and I know I've done it, will write your income down to, I made $2,000 on paper. Well, that's what you're going to get when it comes time to borrow money, because they ain't going to loan you $100,000 when you only made $2,000 in the first damn place, right? So you got to give to get. You know what I'm saying? So now you've built your credit. That's why you guys, credit is key. Cash is king. You know what I'm saying? Or credit is queen and cash is king. Because without the queen, it's a miserable house. I mean, well, for most of us. Next subject, right? And I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I get it. So now, was that entertaining? No. So now you got.
I did laugh.
You know what I'm saying? So now, how much did it cost me to build my credit?
At 300.
$367. I gave Capital One $300 and I gave Citibank $62 or some shit like that. For $362 in 1 year, I rebuilt my credit so I can go out and borrow $50,000, subtract the 32 and end up with the 16 after cost. That's it. And you guys, I did. My sister would tell you last year, I wasn't fucking with my credit. I was like paying cash for everything. I was going to get me a fence, a dog, and just chill and go live in the back hole somewhere. I was over trying to hustle and I was through with it. I was tired. I just want to live a normal life with chickens on the front. You know, I still want chickens, but you know me, now I got 100 of them because I'm trying to flip the chickens. Hey man, I'm out in the desert. I got 5 acres. I can have chickens, cows, lions, and tigers and bears. So, and by the way, that property I bought, same way, leveraging. You guys, you can build your credit, go pull money off a credit card, make a down payment on a house that will pay you $1,500 a month after you pay Airbnb and VRBO, and use that $1,500 to pay your credit card off. No money out of pocket, you own a house. Like seriously, some of you guys have mamas and daddies, aunts and uncles with credit cards. They can pull $20,000 off of their credit cards, and you can buy not one house, 2 houses and rent them out. Pay them and you keep the spread. No credit. But still, there's still somebody out there, I'm sure, that's like, oh shit, that's not possible. Well, shit. It's funny. My father used to say, you believe in the spook. I believe in some shit I can see. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know, here's what I was telling you. The Volkswagen Jetta. For you guys who aren't in Houston, okay, Houston, you can have that. You can buy a Volkswagen Jetta at an auto auction for $2,000, a 2005, 7, 2010, right? 2010 Jetta. I know because I just sold the white one. I paid $2,100 or something like that. And guy gave us $5,000. The same day I put it on Facebook Marketplace, he bought it. You know, we got to look at expenses and all that stuff, but damn, that's $3,000 minus expenses. It's $2,500 for fucking one move. I went down there, I sweat my ass off. It was late, it was hot. I found this car, but I go, when you see a Volkswagen Jetta, you can buy one for about $2,000, and on the street right now they're $5,000. So I'm like, all I really need to do to make $2,000 a week, $2,500, is find one Jetta and flip it. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the move. D, when you came over, I had the white Jetta in the garage. It is gone. Do you know what I'm saying? So like when you see my neighbor see a car backing out, he go, oh shit, it's payday. So we could do that. Can you get your hands on $2,000 all day? How do you do that? Build your credit, go borrow it. Yo, man, DMV, here's some money. Man, can I use your dealership to buy cars, and I'll give you $50 to $100 per car that I buy. You get money, I'm making money, and we're doing it together. And then when your boy, you have somebody with a car dealership, if you have a car, then you can take the car to him and put it on his lot. And then you'll get more money, because when people are financing shit, they pay more. Right? Do you pay when you buy something? When you pay cash, don't you normally pay less? Right? Because you got the cash. You're like, I don't need to finance it, right? Unless you're gonna do a strategy. So there's one thing. So now we got the $16,000, and we have bought a house on the lake, house in the hood. The house in the hood. Can you put a house on Airbnb in Houston in the hood somewhere?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Of course you can. You guys, I saw somebody on social media in Atlanta in the hood, like not Midtown. What's It's not Buckhead, Midtown. It's Vine City. Vine City is the hood. And if you live in Atlanta, you know Vine City. That's the hood. She's walking through there, and they have this brand new luxury home that they just built. And there's these white people on the porch in the hood. She goes, this is gentrification, and she stops at their house. Now, is that their fault that they're buying that house? It's not their fault. It's our fault. Because when the lady died and left the house, her kids didn't have their shit together. They let the house go. Somebody tore it down and built something nice. And then you see another one, and you see another one. If you go to LA and South, like the 10, Washington, and that whole area, it's high rises and luxury apartment buildings.
When I was just out there about a week or so ago, we drove by a SoFi Stadium, and they got a whole bunch of new homes over there. And, it's Inglewood, essentially, is a neighborhood. Older neighborhood's been there forever. It started off white, then it turned black, and now it's going back white. But they got brand new houses and apartment complexes surrounding SoFi Stadium.
Man, I tell you, this is easy money. You guys, I'm on 4 hours sleep. I took a shower at 4:52 while I was waiting on the link. But I was like, it's money night. The link's coming late, so I got a few more minutes. But I've slept 4 hours in 2 days. You stop sleeping when money is ringing. When you go, oh shit, I need to buy 3 cars. I was telling my assistant, we need to buy 5 cars a week. Your job, I told her, is to find a Jetta. We need 5 of them. Because if we can buy 5 for 2,000 each, that's 10,000. If we sell 5 at 5,000, we got 25,000. That's a $15,000 spread for that week. So that would explain why I'm not sleeping. Because I'm like, all we need to do is find those. You can do that. The Honda Accords, there's not enough room in those, right? BMW's one of my other favorite cars. You can buy a BMW for 2,000 and sell it for 5. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me say this. Let me say this as a testimony to what you're saying. We were over there for Father's Day with Walter's father and family and everything like that. This dude, he's supposed to be hosting everybody over there, having a good time. He is on his computer looking at cars. I mean, he's serious about his business. I mean, that's how serious it is.
I was dead serious. And a lot of times my family would come over and somebody would come buy a car. Be like, really? are you really selling the car while we're here? I was like, hell yeah. Unless you're going to give me $2,000 to spend time with you. Otherwise, I'll be right back. Because I can tell you, making money is easy if you fight for it. I tell you. And I'm not bullshitting you. And I'm just...
Someone is at the door at the front.
Oh, that's the other house. I'll tell you about that later. I got to keep some shit in the pocket, right? So, anyways, the Jetta and the BMW are my two favorite cars. 2005 BMW 325, you can buy at the auction for $2,000 and they sell for $5,000. You know how I know? Because the dude just left my crib and the other dude bought the Jetta. That's like yesterday I had $4,000 in inventory. Today we got $10,000 in cash.
You got the doors locked?
Y'all, nobody know where I live. All these wine bottles, I'll knock a fool out. I wish a nigga would. So, anyways, here's the point I'm telling you guys. So, you can make $6,000 and take your black ass to work all month and deal with the boss and the sexual harassment and all the bullshit you go through. Or you can wake your ass up a little bit earlier, stay up a little bit later, and you can do the work.
And just really quick to piggyback off of what you said about going to work, a lot of states have stopped the federal unemployment extension, and what they're finding is people just don't want to go back to work to deal with an overbearing boss and just, as they say, the rigmarole of going to a 9 to 5, especially at a service industry job, and people are just choosing not to go, just like you said, to deal with that. And so wouldn't it be nice if somebody could do at least half of what you're saying to replace that income? You never have to contemplate going back to a job like that again.
Yo, some of you guys need to make $600 a week and you can stay your ass home. I'm telling you, let's use a city. Let's use Dallas, right? Or Houston. For $600 a week, you can have a phenomenal lifestyle in Houston. Let me tell you how you do it. Because your mortgage is $600. How do I know? Because when it was raining, me and my sister walked the streets and knocked on doors. Yo, how much is this house? Are you selling this house? Your mortgage is $600 a month. So that's 1 week. What do you do with the other 3 weeks? If you do what I'm telling you, you don't have a car payment. So you shouldn't have a car payment. If you have a car payment and you're watching this show, then, yo, I don't know. You need to go register. cornucopia.com/register. I'll get you out of the car payment in weeks, or I'll show you how to make money from it. You know what I'm saying? GoPuff, Turo, and Postmates, Amazon, Uber, Lyft. Here's the other thing. You want to hear some gangster shit? You know what I'm doing with my Mercedes when I get it? I'm a Uber Black. I'm going to put on my black suit, my white shirt, and I'm going to Uber that motherfucker come 9 o'clock at night. And I'm going to take it to Beverly Hills because that's when the rich fools want to take their side chicks out. And I'm going to be rolling there for $250 a night on the side while I'm on the phone making deals, asking his ass for a loan. Like, how do we get this party started? Like, you guys, there's money everywhere. Do I want to be an Uber driver? No. But do I want to make $200-$300 a night instead of watching Seinfeld or, I don't know, one of these slave shows that's on TV? Next will be the Bill Cosby episode. We can watch the Cosby Show, or we can go out and make $200-$300.
You know what? I used to Uber like years ago when it first was fashionable, and there was
didn't Uber fire you for like clocking the customers and stuff for not acting right?
I fired Uber. Okay, I couldn't do it no more. Let me tell you, on my last day of Uber, okay, just really quick, just like a commercial break. My last day of Ubering was I went and picked up a young lady, and I'm waiting for her to come out, and she comes running out of the house, and she's got this big giant dude running behind her, and then his family is running behind him. They're trying to grab him because he's trying to get next to her, and so she escapes, gets in my car, he breaks loose, and he comes down there, snatches my back door off, and he's inside the back seat trying to get at her, and I'm like, dude, get out of my car. So then his family comes. This dude was huge. They pull him out and they're wrestling all over the back of my trunk. And I was like, girl, close the door. I started to pull off, but I was like, damn, she probably really need to get out of here. And that was my last day. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Oh. But It's gonna get worse because what's happening now is people are finding out that it's about to get tougher. You know, I'm giving you the game. You guys, I could think of 50 things to tell you. I wanted to pick something that I thought was more fun. Because we like cars, we like clothes. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, and so let's do this. Let's say you found something of value. I like Jettas and BMWs because they sell fast. People like them. So when I sell stuff, I try and keep it in the $5,000 range. Somebody wrecked their car, they got an insurance check, they got a tax return, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, they save some money. $5,000 is like that number, so I keep it there. So I go, if I can, and this, you guys, I'm telling you, this is something we just started. We were doing it casually because I was like, oh, I'm a finance guy. I can't be slinging cars, and I got to keep up to my rep. I was like, man, the last 2 days, we made $6,000. Like, fuck that suit. Man, I'm like texting my girl last night. I'm like, where do you want to go? She's like, I don't know. Why don't we go to Montenegro? I was like, okay, I got to sell a car. I was at the auction at 10 p.m. last night looking at cars. I had to be in Joshua Tree at 5 a.m. California time. And at 10:30, I'm walking in auto auction looking at cars, tired as fuck, passing out behind the wheel at the stoplight. Here's the reason I tell you that. I don't have to do that forever. I just need to do it. You know, my goal is to own 10 houses by the end of the year. That's it. How do you get to 10? You start with 1, you start with 2, you start with 3, you start with 4. My sister could buy 2. Next, Donna, you could buy 2. I could buy 2. Between us, we'll have 6. Like, imagine if we went to dinner January 1st and we were like, between the 3 of us, we got 6 houses that we added. Now our conversation isn't nigga shit. It's about like making money. What do we do to the house to make it more, to make people want to stay? And then we're counting our chips. You guys, people always get mad at me. My family especially, not my sister, my other sister. Sometimes she'll hang up on her brother like she did 2 days ago. Because she was like, and you know, you got to take care of your family. But sometimes I be in the grind and I'm just like, man, I don't have a job that's going to pay me. If I don't get up and work, I'm not getting the bag. So I wake up scared every day. I wake up like, oh shit, where's the money? Every day I wake up like that because I have things I need to do. So if I can stack the money, you guys, once you have 3 or 4 houses that are paying you $1,000 a month in the spread, you can tell your boss, kiss my ass, especially in Houston, right? If you make $2,400 a month in Houston and you own a house, you can live comfortably because you don't have a car payment. Your mortgage is $600. Depending on where you live, you might property tax insurance. I get it, right? You buy food. Food is cheap as hell in Texas. You can buy a 28-ounce Brontosaurus steak for like $22. California, it's $150. So things are cheap, right? The problem is, you guys, is we're not saying, I got this cash. What do I do? You know what I'm saying? So we need to be looking at things. What can we buy? You know what I'm saying? What can we move to? What can we get that we can move? So I used the Jettas earlier. I'm going to give you the $1 million number. I was telling my assistant, I said, here's how me and you get to like $30,000, $40,000 a month in income in like 3-4 weeks. Like I said, if you follow my strategy, me and you do what I wrote down right here. This is my notes from yesterday of how to make $50,000 a month starting in 3 weeks. And it blew me the fuck away that I spent all this time trying to please other people versus saying, yo, Walter, just go out and get the money. See, we as Black people, sometimes we get stuck on, oh, he's a lawyer. Oh, he's a high value man. Sorry, Kevin. Oh, my shirt ain't tight enough. What do you bring to the table? So, y'all looking for these high value men, and I'm not a Kevin Samuels fan, so I ain't gonna like go there, hang out. But sometimes you got a brother with a bus pass or that's driving the bus that can take care of you. We got to get rid of these stigmas. You guys, I would rather be sweeping the floor if it paid me $1,000 a day. I don't really. Oh, what's your man do? Oh, he's a janitor. And valet pull up. That's his Mercedes S550. Y'all come to my crib and we can overlook the lake. The janitor. Fuck what you do for a living. Just do it. Black people, we got to do better. Doctors and lawyers are exhausted. They don't make shit. If you know a doctor, they are broke as shit. They got student loans of $500,000. They own call. They're getting sued all the goddamn time.
Alimony, houses, child support.
I mean,
why do you think the pilots are pissed off?
Yeah, doctor got a patient pregnant. He writing a check forever. Ain't no booty that good to write a check that long. How was that? Is that entertaining?
That was entertaining. So we should go on and get on out of here.
Yeah, so we should wrap. So I hope I got my point across. I'll kind of end with this. If you're gonna do the Turo thing, here's some of the cars that are good for Turo: the Jeep Wrangler, the Camaro, the Ford Fiesta, which is a $3,000 car. You can buy a 2015 Ford Fiesta for $3,000. That will rent out for $35 a day. What is your car payment on $3,000? It's like $80. Like, come on, man. Oh, it's a Fiesta though, so it ain't fly. They get 6 Fiestas. Like, yo, instead of one car, I bought 6 Fiestas. But that's 6 times $30 a day. You see what I'm saying? So the Porsche Boxster is a very popular car. The Ford Mustang, I think I said that. The BMW convertible, you can buy a BMW convertible fresh for 2006 for like $3,000 at an auto auction. For a convertible BMW, if you want to go into the newer body style, they started that new body style in 2006. The newer body style, they curved it a little bit more, but for $3,000, you could be in the newer body style for 3 Series BMW for $3,000. For $3,000, you could be in a newer body BMW. White, tan interior, black with the tan interior, whatever it is you choose. So those are some of the cars. And what I would do, and it doesn't have to be cars. You guys could do this with wine glasses. You could do it really with anything. Find something that you're good at. And I'll kind of wrap with this. Like the shirt I'm wearing says revenue versus rights. I got tired of spending money at the Gap. I love Kanye. I get it. He's making, that's his groove. But like, this shirt cost me $3 to make. The shirt was $2 on SNS, and we print them upstairs. I hear the cricket going right now. See what I'm saying? This shirt is $3. They retail for $29. So it doesn't matter. Like one of my family members, I'll leave her nameless. She's in Florida. Was like, "What are you doing the shirts?" And she hung up on me. I'm gonna call her back, right? Because my sister's like that. She'd be blowing my ass up. And I'm like, and for a second, I was like, oh yeah, that is. But I was like, the shirts are $3. They sell for $30. If I can make 27 and I can sell 100 shirts a week, that's $2,700 a week to sell some shirts. You guys, that's $3,000 a week. That's $150,000 a month. All my black ass got to do is sell 100 shirts to make $150,000 a year. I got to sell 100 of these motherfuckers. You know what I did? I called Dougie Fresh. He got back from Dubai. He goes, yo, you the first person I called because you hooked up my credit. My wife loves you. You hooked a lot of black people up and you get no credit. So what can I do for you, my brother? I said, I need you to be my partner. I'm going to use your name. Teach me how to buy a shirt. All that shit, me and you doing business. He goes, yo, I'm going to get LL on the phone because LL is investing in shit incubators like you. So now I got Dougie. I got LL, and I called Kanye's people. I was like, yo, they're like, yo. I said, I need John Legend too. And they're like, dude, just say the word. Say whatever you want to say. We'll back you up. So I'm like, do you think you could sell 100 shirts with that kind of power behind you? Hell to the fucking yeah. If I got LL and Dougie in my shit. But some of you guys, I had to go way up self-esteem to believe that was even possible. Because everybody else is like, oh, nigga, you selling shirts. Come on, like really financial planner to the stars selling shirts? No, nigga, I need to make $200,000 a year on the side of my other 3 or 4 side hustles. So me and my girl can make $1 million a year and I can afford to take her ass somewhere. How much booty would you get If you was like, baby, I got everything, just chill. No, you ain't going to work today and dealing with all that stress. Your back hurting, your neck hurting. You dealing in traffic. You putting on makeup and doing all that shit. No, girl, just do it. Just chill. I got you. But you can't tell niggas that because niggas, she got to bring some to the table. How about a partner? I remember men used to take care of women. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might.
You stepping on some toes now, brother. I know it's time to go now.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. Here's what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I keep thinking I need to entertain people. I'm going to say this. It's okay to be great. It's okay that I want to take care of my woman. When in the fuck did it become a problem to take care of your woman? I'm not saying you need to pay for everything, but men, it is your job to take care of the woman. I don't give a fuck what Kevin Samuel says or any of these people. As a man, it is your job to take care of your woman. As a black man is not going to be shit until he takes care of his woman. You don't see white women. You don't even see Mexican women barely out there like that. Black men, for whatever reason, we're one of the only races, and there's two of them. I'm going to leave the other one alone because I ain't from them. We make our women struggle. I don't care what kind of mouth she got, what kind of attitude she got. If we took care of business, her attitude would go away. Here's a good thing I like about black women. When you take a black woman out, be like, girl, I got you. I got your door. I got the flowers. I made you dinner. Everything is cool. Tell your boss you don't need the money next week. She'll give you the world.
Wait. Wasn't that an episode of Everybody Hates Chris? My husband got 2 jobs. I don't need this job. Didn't she always used to say that?
So
but that's a real statement because that's what you're saying. You know, she's out there because she wants to be. She don't need that job.
Fight for our women, you guys. Let's get our women out of the streets. Like I told my girl, we had this conversation last night. She's doing she got a medical license, the degree to practice medicine. And I'm like, July 15th is your last day of work. It's a wrap. As a black man, I cannot have my woman at work. Now, I know women work, you need to get your money, but what if you just got behind your man and you pushed his ass? No, honey, it's 6 p.m. You're not watching TV. You're not drinking a beer. It's side hustle, nigga, and I'm going to help you. That's what we need to be doing. Otherwise, you guys, we're done. I'm telling you, this podcast will end. Maybe you'll see me again. Maybe you won't. I'm going to leave it up to my sister, right? Because she told me not to come on tonight or keep it real. She's like, they don't want to hear the shit you're saying. I was like, yo, I was at this meeting in Newport Beach, 100 white folks and a brother, me and this brother and 100 white folks. It was in our face. Oh, tell me what's revenue equals rights? What's this? What's that? They're like taking notes at a fucking wine mixer. And for black people, I got to sing and dance. Y'all need to cut that shit out. We are getting murdered, massacred. And now for the next 3 weeks, month, we get to watch Gayle King, the liberal, all these fools go after Bill Cosby. Like, come on, you guys. Like, seriously, we need to grow up. Revenue equals rights. I don't care what you do. If you got cash flow, there's a good chance you'll get away with it or you'll get a reduced sentence. Donovan, you started by saying Donald Trump's boys are finally he's turning himself in. Kid, listen, you guys. He is surrendering. He is turning himself in. That is a difference than having them come get your ass. What kind of deal do you think they've got worked out already? How is Michael Cohen out of jail? That is high crimes and misdemeanors. You lied for the president of the United States and you got 18 months. Tell me that's not revenue. Bill Cosby is out of jail because he had the money to get his black ass to the Supreme Court. My email is walter@cornucopia.com. Period. So let me end with this, right? In relationships with money, we need to do better. Some of you guys are dating Ike Turner and he is whooping your ass. Get you Shamar Moore instead. All right, you guys, I'm out. I had a good time doing the show. You know, I'm gonna leave it up to my sister if I'm gonna come back or not, because there's a lot of shit, and I'm missing the Key Sweat and Bobby Brown versus. Actually, we can.
Yeah, my daughter's like, well, how much longer? No, but anyway, yeah. So, thank you so much, Walter, for coming on here.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure as always. We always learn so much. And I want to say, I wasn't talking about everybody in the comment section. I know a lot of you guys show up every Thursday night getting the information, so definitely wasn't talking about you. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say, Donovan.
Hey, all I got to say is, you guys, thanks for coming out. Like I said, you know, Walter's absolutely right. White people, I've been around them most of my life. Not saying that makes me better than anybody else, but that's all they talk about. Imagine being on a 25-hour flight in the flight station with my pilot buddies, and the whole time we're flying, they're talking about money and their houses and their vacations and their side chicks and all that. That's what they do. That's literally what they do. They talk about their wealth constantly. And me being the poor black kid compared to them, I'm like, damn. So, you know, if you really want to get this bag, like I said, you got to listen to people who have the financial information. I learned something tonight that I didn't know. So I always learn something from Walter when he comes on the show, even when I see him at the house or whatever. So again, thanks, Walter, for coming on the show.
And the thing before you finish is you can go to verbalherb.com. The website is up. We're gonna push a button tonight to make it live. You can still go there, check out the stuff. We're creating something for mental illness. Most people, we have a huge mental illness problem with homelessness and people that struggle mentally. Yeah. So our cause is to help people mentally, because if we can get them mentally, you know, right, then a lot of crime, poverty, like if someone's mind is right, they stand a better chance of doing better. So the whole thing with Verbal Herb is just, we got 10 seconds to get their attention. And then from there, maybe it's just enough to bump them up a little bit until they make a better decision. So you can go to the website, it's up. You know, a lot of the money we're going to give to charity and shit like that anyways. But, you know,
absolutely. And I just want to end with this. Remember, Supreme Court just said, you Negroes only got a month left and they're not renewing the moratoriums, you know, the suspension thing. So this is where we're at. So what are you going to do when there's no more help on the way, but all these other groups are getting help and getting the bag? That's what it's about.
All right, y'all. So we out of here. We'll have to click off because I don't know where Gary is. But you guys, will see you guys later. Be good and stay safe out there and enjoy the verses Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat. Peace.
I want a new edition.
Shut up.